Welcome back to this channel, guys, and today we're going to be looking at some DSAs, data structures and some algorithms, and most importantly, the basic core of it, right? So these are going to be the things that will actually help you to crush those data structures and algorithm topics and questions, especially if you really want to master it, right? So the most important things we're going to be focusing about is the sorting algorithms and the searching algorithms, because those go back to the basic core, the fundamentals of DSAs. And so in today's video, we'll be diving into binary search, right? And I'll try to make this a series of different types of data structures, how to solve them, and take it step by step. And without wasting any time, let's get straight into talking about binary search. So what is binary search? Right. The most important thing to note is that binary search only works when we have a sorted array. Right? It must be sorted. Like, it should definitely be sorted, because it will not work as well if it could be a unsorted array. So what do I mean by that? Let's take, for an example, I know we've all played this game once in a while. Guess the number from 1 to 100, for example. Obviously, you will not start at 23 or at 98, right? You will start in the middle, somewhere in the middle. Maybe you would say 50. And obviously, I will say, okay, no, you are a little bit cold. Then you will choose something a bit lower or maybe higher, depending on what the terms of the game are, right? So that's basically it. And if it's higher, then automatically we eliminate the lowest numbers. If it's lower, then automatically we eliminate the highest numbers. So we will not be checking at the numbers that are above 50. We'll be looking at the numbers that are below 50. And then we'll go in the middle and maybe say 25. And you say, yeah, you're almost there, just a bit higher. And then automatically we eliminate the numbers below 25 and we focus on the numbers between 25 and 50 and so on and so forth until we actually find the winning number. So that's basically binary search. So without wasting any more time, let's dive and get into the coding aspect so I can show you how to implement this binary search. Right, so as you can see, we're now in our VS Code, and I think I'll be using Python for this one because it's much more simpler to explain. Right, so first things first, we'll need a function. So let's just give it a name, binary search, right? And we'll take in two parameters, which is our array and our target. So our target is the number that we're going to be looking for. For an example, if we're going to be targeting 9, we must search the entire array until we find 9, right? Whether it's lower than the actual number or it's higher than the actual number. That's what we're going to use the target for. And our array is basically our array. Now, what we're going to need here, we're going to need a left index and the right index, right? So the left one is going to be our starting index of the array, and our right index will be the ending index of our array, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Left and right, and set this to 0. And we should get our entire length of our array. Okay, so that's basically it. So what this means is our left is 0 and our right is the end of our array, basically. Okay. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to keep searching while our range is still valid. So if our array or our target is within a certain range, then you should keep on searching, right? So we'll use a while loop for this. So while our left is less than or equals to our right, then we should do something, right? So we should find the middle index first, okay? So this while loop essentially means that we're going to keep on running until we find, keep on running while we're still in the range of our target. So now we need to find the middle element or the middle index, right? So since we already have our left and our right, we can divide it by 2, and then this will give us our middle index. Now let's go ahead and let's call this mid for middle, and we'll get our left, and we add this with our right, and let's divide this by 2. Now that we have that sorted, what we need now is to know that if our middle element is the target, then we should return that index, right? So if, for example, we are searching for 9 and we do find 9 in the beginning, then we should return 9. It means we found our number, right? So if our array, the middle one is indeed our target, right? Then we should just return that middle number, right? Basically what this piece of code says. So that's our base, right? If we find it, then we're good. But if the middle number or the middle element is smaller than our target, right, then what we should do now is we should ignore the left and search for the right. So if it's smaller, then we should ignore the left and we should search for the right. So we'll have else, right? And we have the middle. If our middle is less than the target, then we'll set the left one plus 1. So essentially, we're going to ignore the left and we're going to search more on the right, which is middle plus 1. So if our middle is less than the target, then we're going to search the upper side, right? The right half, which is why we set left to be plus 1, middle plus 1. And now what we need is, if the middle element is larger than the target, right, then we're going to ignore the right half and we're going to be focusing more on the left half, which is vice versa of our previous code. So this will be our else statement, and just going to set the right one to be equals to the middle one minus 1. So we're focusing more on the left side. And we just return this. We just return if it happens that we reach the entire array. We just return, okay? If the target is not found, in other words, if the target is not found, then we just return -1, return our array. So this is basically the core function of a binary search. Now, let's see if we can get a array. Let's call this numbers. Should we call it numbers? Yeah, let's call it numbers. And let's say we have a whole array of list of numbers, 1, 3, maybe 5, and 7, and 9. Remember it should be sorted, right? And 13, and 15, and 17. Okay, and our target, I've been saying our target is 9 all along, so let's just use that one. And we get our result. Let's just call it result as equals to binary search. And for our arrays, we're going to have the numbers and our target right here. Right, so essentially if our result not equals to, if our result is not equals to the end, we can't find it, and then we just print a placeholder, and then we just say target found at a particular index, which is our result. Right? Otherwise, just have a else statement, just print out that our target was not found. Essentially. Right, so now let's test out the code and see what actually happened. .py. Okay, finally. All right, I'm really sorry about that. It's been a while since I used Python, but yeah, essentially we found our target, which is index 4. So let's take a look. So index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is our number 9. Right? So yeah, essentially that is how we're going to search binary search, and then finding our value just by breaking down each and every left or right column. And yeah, man, if you like this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, depending on where you're watching from. If you're watching on TikTok, do follow me. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, please do connect. Let's connect, guys. Let's connect. If it's on YouTube, subscribe, right? And do like, and I'll make sure to keep on posting these, okay? Thanks, guys.